Hey everyone! Today we're going to learn how to set up the minimum study time feature in AVINA. When you set up this feature, it will require learners to stay on the lesson for a certain amount of time before moving to the next slide. Like the slide below, you see, when you press the button, go to the next page, the message, "You have not studied for the minimum time to pass the page" will appear. Only when you have studied for the minimum time, you can click to go to the next slide. First, I'll insert a lesson video into this slide. Then, we'll set up the check variable. Step 1. Set up the check variable. Create a check variable to check if the user has reached the minimum study time. We'll set this variable as a true-false type with a default value of false. Initialize this variable with a false value to mark that the user hasn't completed the study time. Step 2. Add cue point on the timeline. In the AVINA interface, display a timeline that allows users to track their study time. Play the video and pause at the desired position on the timeline. Right-click on the video timeline and select Create Cue Point at Playhead. Step 3. Create a trigger to update the variable when the study time is sufficient. First, we will delete all of the default triggers on this slide. When the user reaches the minimum study time, we'll update the check variable to true when the timeline reaches cue point 1. Step 4. Notify when the study time is insufficient. Go to the Layout section and click Create New Layout. The icon is a plus sign. Design a notification to display it on the slide when the user hasn't reached the minimum study time. You have not studied enough for the minimum time to pass the page. Step 5. Create a trigger to show the notification when the study time is insufficient. Add a trigger with the action to show the notification layer which is created. When the user clicks on the next button with a condition that the check variable equals false. Create another trigger to hide the notification layer when the user clicks on the X button. Step 6. Allow continuation when a sufficient study time is reached. Create a trigger with the action to jump to the next page when the user clicks on the next page button with the condition that the check variable has been updated to true. The user will be able to continue or move to the next part of the lesson. Create a trigger to pause the video timeline when the user clicks on the button to move to the next page with the condition that the check variable equals false. And that's it! We've finished setting up the minimum study time feature in AVINA. This feature will help ensure learners spend enough time on each part of the lesson and access a sufficient amount of content. Try it out now and share your experience in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can use AVINA easily and effectively.